Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Memorial Day. This is the day that we remember those who fought for our country, our freedoms, our liberties. They put their lives on the line to make sure that we eating good. So, happy Memorial Day. And some folks is really sad because they've lost fathers and mothers and stuff to the war and different parts of our defense, like such as the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, all of that. But anyway, y'all, I am on my way to the wharf to go pick up some crabs. Now, before somebody be like, you're not supposed to, it's not what a man eats. It's not what a man eats that his heart speaks. It's what what would it say? Out of the mouth. It's not what a man eats that defiles him. It's what, Lord have mercy, now I need to know my scriptures. It's what a man says that his heart speaks. So, yeah, I'm on my way to go get some crabs. And I'm going to make sure to post that scripture too, because I need to brush up on that. But I do know it's not what you eat, it's what you say that your heart speaks. So it's not what you eat that defiles a man, it's what you say that the heart speaks. What's up with these cars trying to... Wait a minute. Like, sorry you guys, this truck is just on me. I had to let them know, look. Sorry, you guys. Maybe, you know what, that's why they say don't ever look backwards. You're supposed to look forward, because how would I ever even know that this person is... Look how he's just speeding. Or maybe I'm just driving slow. Maybe I'm just driving slow. Y'all, Yesterday I was hanging my little lights outside, right? Those little bulb lights on the, I think it calls it the trellis. I was hanging those on the trellis. And I was so pressed before then to show Symphony the sparklers, because I bought a couple of sparklers from Walmart. Like, I bought like a whole pack of sparklers. And I was like, come on. I wanted to blow her bubbles, but I was like, watch when she see these sparkles. Her little eyeballs are going to light up. Like, let me have it. I said, I'm sorry, but you're too young. You're still just a baby. You're only 4. You need to be 12 years old to hold one of these things. So you got some years to go. So after that, we went out back, and I had my cell phone just playing a little bit of music, and Symphony jumping up and down while I'm blowing bubbles. Might remind you, it's only 9. My next door neighbor gonna come out there, like turn his little light on, and like I can see you standing there. You know, as a mom, you have to know your surroundings. So I could be sitting down and I could literally see someone on the back side, on the right side. That's why when I'm driving, I'm like, what are they doing behind me? Like, I'm beeping my horn, telling them to slow their brakes. But anywho, so I was like, all right, Symphony, it's time for us to go in the house. The guy gonna turn off his lights. I'm like, you must not know. First of all, my music wasn't loud. Second of all, I felt like, in a way, if my husband was there, if you wouldn't have did all of that. But then I felt like, you know what, maybe because, it's a bunch of senior citizens around here. I'm like, but you couldn't have been sleeping, because it looked like you had on jeans and stuff, and you gonna come out there with your pit bull. I'm like, so anywho, I decided just to go back in the house. But then I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, you have no idea when the cookout seasons come and all of this stuff is lifted. I love music. I really do. I love listening to music. And I got a system that's going to blast my backyard out. And you either going to get with it and eat a hot dog or go somewhere. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I hope he doesn't think, like, at 9 o'clock, I can't play anything. Now, I can understand, like, okay, 11 and 12. 11 on, 12, you know it needs to be done, But I'm at the age right now where I really, I listen to my music, and then it's time for me to go to bed. You know what I mean? So if I'm hanging, that's because I don't have to go to work tomorrow. So yesterday, with my music on my cell phone and my baby, she was jumping up and down. But we in our space, in our backyard, with all of this room, and there you go. And see, now I know why the last neighbors built those plant those big old trees as a privacy fence, because you're nosy. But I said, you know what, Mom, I'm gonna forgive this. I'm gonna forgive this, because one great thing about him being nosy is that he be the lookout for the cookout, right? Like one time I went out there and I heard some squirrels, and it was at nighttime, and I'm all like, get y'all. I'm talking to the squirrels, like, if y'all don't get out. And he came out back, just stood there. I'm like, well, at least, you got somebody that's kind of like watching, but don't be sitting up here, don't try to act like I got a curfew now. It's only 9 o'clock. I was a little upset by that, but I was like, you know what? Whatever. It's not like it was, okay, you could say it's a Sunday, but today's Monday. It's a holiday. So I took that into consideration. Anywho, I'm not going to get all worked up over that. But the next time I see him, I'll be like, hello, neighbor. I see you staring in the mist. So anyway, so I'm on my way to the wharf to go pick up some crabs, because guess who's coming over today? Guess who? My husband. I can see my husband now, like, what is she talking about? No, I'm picking up my y'all know I haven't heard from my folks in a long time, but I'm picking up my grandmother today. And when I pick her up, she's gonna come over, and she literally stays like 23 minutes away from me, like 20 minutes away from me. And she was like, no, I usually don't do nothing on these holidays. I'm like, Banana, just come on out and relax a little bit. Well, I like to be in the house at a certain hour. So she's only going to be at my place for like a couple of hours, and then I'm going to drop her back off home. So you know what I had to do? I know you like, Mona, what? I had to start my potato salad. But I feel like I'm rushing it, that it's not going to taste like her potato salad. I was supposed to finish it yesterday night, but I was so tired. I just put the potatoes and the eggs back in the refrigerator. And so I'm doing my ingredients now. But I really, really want it to be perfect, because her potato salad is the bomb.com. Like, nobody can top her potato salad. And my grandmother will brag too. Nobody's potato salad is better than mine's. But she doesn't know she has competition. And she taught me. So I'm trying to put my potato salad together, so when she come around, I'm going to be like, Nana, would you like some potato salad? But I'm racing down here to the wharf to go pick up these crabs. Because at first I was like, you know what? I asked them, could y'all throw in a couple of them? No, ma'am, we can't, because it's around the holidays. I almost had it to say, you know what, cancel my order. But then I don't want to take that chance, because here where I'm at, I don't know if they're going to be open or closed. So it's best for me to just go down there and get the crabs. I told my grandmother, I'm like, we're just going to sit and eat and have some crabs. And I'm going to put a couple of things on the grill. So I'm excited by that. It's just going to be my mom, my daughter, and my grandmother, and me just chilling. Everyone else is on their quarantine. I can't come out. So we're just going to do that. So hopefully I have enough time to finish my potato salad. Oh, and y'all, I'm literally just talking right now. Yeah, but that guy, I don't know what in the world. Well, like I said, he's older too. Like he could be like my grandparents' age. Like, I mean, he is like my grandparents' age. So I'm like, you know what, Mona, don't get upset because you know senior citizens can be this way. You know, and he it's not funny. He got kids too, and they're probably like, you know, probably made like 7 years younger than me. So he's probably like, turn that stuff off. It's 9 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, come on, Stephanie, let's go back in the house. Because we have someone over there that's breathing down our necks. But I need him to know, like, look, if you think this is loud, you have no idea. Needless to say, I did put my music up, but I did go back in the house and I wanted to test my strobe light. It's like this light that lights everything up. And I'm telling you, it lit the trees up blue, green, and red. I was just testing it for like 2 minutes. Then took that back in. And that was it. But I want to throw a really nice party. I really want to throw a really nice party. When I was young, I used to see my grandmother throw these really awesome parties. I mean, people would come around, the grill was going. I mean, it was just family, you know? And everybody just had a good time. You knew that when you showed up for the party, y'all was going to have some fun. Y'all was going to be able to eat good. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like parties, like nowadays, with the families being so divided, you can't find parties like they used to be. You can't find parties that are just like, there go your aunt, there go her husband, your uncle, there go your cousins, there go, you know, your mom and your dad and all of us and your grandparents, them two together, you know what I mean? You can't find parties like that anymore because like the older crew, they pretty much, you know, they're old and dying off, and now, you know, with the whole divorce rate and the separation of families, the gatherings are just real small, you know? They're real small. So, yeah. I really want to throw a really nice big party. So I'm hoping that when all of this stuff passes, I can see my nieces and nephews and all of them and still have a good old time. Another thing too, and y'all, I'm literally just, you know, talking. So, you know, I've been sitting up here working on my pool, and I've had an issue where the water, it would literally, how can I say it? So I ended up getting these 2 big trucks to fill up this pool, right? And so the water looks great, but I literally had to, not literally, but yeah, I guess literally, I had to, I was waiting for a piece to come in for the sand filter. But they don't even make those parts anymore because that particular sand filter has been out of commission for a minute, or people don't really carry that part anymore. But what I found out, oh my goodness, Mona, which way are you going? I'm going the right way, okay. But what I found out was that when you have water delivered into your pool, number one, a pool cannot stand without water, because if you don't have water in a pool, it'll pop out of the ground. So I knew I needed to hurry up and fill the pool. I've been feeling like I've been racing against the clock. I had to bleach that daggone pool out to lift them stains up. And when it worked, I had to literally run to the store and grab some more product because the guys were coming in there to fill up the pool, and I was able to beat them against the clock so they filled the pool up. So I'm thinking, okay, everything's cool. You know, my multi-valve port should be here within the next 10 days. Then I get word, I'm looking online, they're talking about how long can pool water go without turning green if you don't have a filter. And I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean the pool water can turn green? Because the water was crystal clear when they dumped it in there, right? And I'm like, yeah, your water can turn green. I spoke to a lady on the phone. She said, yeah, try to add chemical because your water can turn green if it doesn't have a filter. So I'm like, okay. Next thing you know, the people I ordered the part from was like, oh, I'm sorry, we gave someone the last order. Could you hold off for the next 5 weeks? I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Please give me my money back. So I had no choice but to buy a whole new system. So they had to take the old pump out and replace it with a new one, which is fine because I'm just like, now, at least everything is cool. But one thing I noticed is that when I was filling the pool up, like to top it off, I could hear this shh. And I said, what's that noise? What is that noise? And I went over there to the skimmer and I looked in there and one of the skimmers was just sucking in water. And I'm like, why is this sucking in water the way it is? But when it was high up, I could see it circulating around because that's how it's supposed to go. So what I did was, I'm like, wait a minute, my water level is not getting higher and I got my hose going. That's money going out of the drain. That's money going, not out of the drain, going down the drain. So what I did was I put the corks back in there to stop those two holes up and to fill the water level up. So when the guy came out to change the pump, he took those things out, and my water level, when I took, and I knew it was my water level, I took a photo of the water level, and when I came back, sure enough, the water level had went down. Like I lost at least, it looked like 4 inches of water, and that's a lot. So I was like, oh, stop the music. So I'm not even able to turn the pump on until I'm not able to turn the pump on until that water level gets up there. But I'm like, I'm not going to keep draining because for the last 2 days I had my hose running, and that's I'm gonna have to pay for that. So I said, okay, let me turn the hose off until I can figure it out. So I looked online, and to come to find out, there's a piece that's supposed to go in the skimmer called a B9, and it's supposed to stop the suction. I'm like, okay, nobody was going to tell me this. I mean, you guys know the pool. I mean, you work on pools, and you aren't going to tell me that, hey, you need this particular piece to stop the suction because it's going to snatch all your water out. So I got to wait for the piece to come in, and once that comes in and I put it in, then I'm able to fill the pool up and start swimming. Between time, I've had to move a total of 7 toads. I wouldn't call them toads. Is toads like baby frogs? Well, 7 little frogs. I mean, it's been a real experience with a pool and living in nature where they go swimming and they just like, hey, like when I got home one day, I looked down in that pool. The pool, y'all, wish y'all imagine this. The water was crystal clear, and I'm like, okay, looking good. I'm like, what in the? Oh no, y'all! This baby frog was just swimming, and I'm talking about he was swimming, and you can see his little hind legs, his little back legs, front legs. He was stroking like swimming, and then he stopped and put his arms up like, oh, this just feels so good. I was like, you're gonna have to get your behind out of there now. So y'all grabbed the net and I started shooing him, and he was like, that little frog was like, oh snap. Oh no. He started swimming towards the steps. He got to swimming toward those steps. I said, yeah, that's right. And it dawned on me, like, this thing is pretty intelligent because he knows where to go. And he hopped up them steps, and I shoot him underneath the daggone fence. And, when I was looking for traps, and I think I explained this to you, but when I was looking for, like, frog traps, there are no frog traps, but there's these little pads that they can help themselves out of the pool. And I was like, well, he already, he knew how to help himself out the pool. And at nighttime, I could hear these frogs, like they were so loud, like, rah, 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 like they were loud. And I just knew when I wake up in the morning, it's gonna be like 20 of them in the pool. Well, when I woke up in the morning, there were none in the pool. So evidently, what they do is they go for a little, swim, and they help themselves out. So, but yesterday, was it yesterday afternoon? No, not yesterday, because it was none in the pool. But the day before then, there was like 4 of them, 4 little baby frogs. I had to get their tails out. And those things must hop very, very high, because I had to shoo some off of the fence, and I'm trying to figure out, like, how did you even get up there? So evidently, their hops are really, really high, that they was sitting on top of the fence. Either way, it was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So, that's been very interesting to learn about the different skimmers. And then I'm trying to learn how to balance the pool, with chemicals. Because I'm not going to lie, I've been freestyling it. I've been pouring it in there, algicide, 2 things of chlorine, Pool Shark. I'm sitting up here and I said, you know what, because you have to make sure that the water is moving so it doesn't turn green, and then you got to get all of that debris out. So I literally, you know how you see somebody that's on a boat with the little paddles or whatever? I've been literally like doing that to the water. And needless to say, I would honestly say my water has not turned green or algae has taken over. And I've even started to learn how to test the water using these little strips. But I'm going to tell you something. Having a pool is not like, it's some work. I said to myself, you know what? This is good to know, because in the future, I'm going to have a pool guy. I'm going to have a landscaping guy, the roof guy, the plumber guy, the electricity guy. Heck, I even may have a cleaning crew, because this is a lot of work. And so I said, you know what? If I'm going to be sitting up here doing this, because I am, I'm just going to make a workout out of it. So I just started doing dips around the pool. Doing squats while I'm taking this debris out, because it's a lot of work. You gotta work your back muscles, and you gotta make sure that you rotate too. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So I think, like, out of everything, when things get like a little hard, just make the best of it and look at it as a workout. Because I said, you know what, I'm going to do squats. So I'm doing squats while I'm like around the pool, but I got that debris out.
In 1 mile.
Now there's other things that I have to do that I'm just like mowing up. But I'm like, I can do it. And it's also, some things you can't do, even though you want to, but you just can't. So I have to put the tops on the way the guy explained it to my mother, because I had her to tape it because I had to go to work. I have 2 outports. I don't know what it's called, but it's those little circle things, those drain things that's at the bottom of the pool. They're the, not intake, but the outtake valves. But 2 of those are missing covers. One of them is in 3 feet. That's going to be easy. I can hurry up and put the cover on there, dip down, because you got to screw them on. You can't, like, you got to screw those bad boys on. You can't even,
exit right to exit.
You have to have a screw.
7th Street Southwest, L'Enfant Promenade. Then stay to the left to 7th Street Southwest.
Stay to the left to
7th Street Southwest.
Sorry.
In 700 feet.
Turn left on
Sorry, you guys. I have to figure out where I'm going.
Turn left on 7th
Street Southwest.
I'm going to go try to pick up these crabs real quick. So I'm going to have to go down in 8 feet, and I'm going to have to put the tarp down on there. But I really was thinking, like, I hope and pray, like, none of these pipes have like a hole in it, because if that's the case, I mean, that's going to cost a lot of money to get fixed, especially if you losing water levels. But it's because it's a piece that needs to be put on there. And you know what I was thinking, like, you know, because most people be like, I'm not going to deal with it because, you know, but I'm like, right now, literally, it's like as if my 8 feet is 7 feet. Like, that's just how low the water levels are right now. But I'm like, if something is going wrong with the plumbing, first of all, I'm going to get it fixed, but I'm not going to let my water go to waste. I will find a way to filter it, even if I have to rig it. I'm not going to let that go to waste. But that's not the case. I'm waiting for my pieces to come in. So as a matter of fact, Amazon is saying they should be in today. So I'm hoping that's going to do the trick, because I really do want to get this pool up and running. But it hasn't been, you know, somebody can look back and be like, oh, you know, that's not an easy task, but it is worth the reward though, like when things are done. It's just like my plants, like they're coming in really, really beautiful. You know, that wasn't like, oh, that was such a real easy task. Like, you have to like literally get out there, like with the grass, you have to seed all of that stuff. And I look at the old pictures and remember how bare that ground used to look. And how you just
In a quarter of a mile.
Stay to the right to Wharf Street Southwest.
Okay, it's saying that I'm like 9 minutes away. Yeah. But I can't. I'm looking forward to when everything is over and done with that, and then it's on to the next task. So I've been really praying and asking God, like, I just been asking God, like, trying to come up with certain ways. Like, I talk about marriage a lot. I talk about marriage all the time. Y'all know I talk about marriages all the time. And so I've been literally trying to find a way, because I do a lot of videos pertaining towards marriage, the covenant, the breakdown, the teaching of it, that people can go back and literally listen to these videos. So I've been asking God for certain ideas, like, you know, some people, and I think all of us have a certain gift that kind of help.
Turn right on Main Avenue.
Whether you be a teacher, preacher, friend, mother. I mean, just some of the things, like people bring, dang, people already down here.
In half a mile.
Turn right on D Street Southwest.
Oh man, and I'm gonna tell you something. Guess who's out here pulling people? Daggone it. DC, you know what? I can't do DC. Like, sorry you guys, but DC is just wrong. Like, they out here ready to snatch people cars. Like, how am I supposed to get here? Sorry y'all, I'm trying to pick up these crabs, and they have so many hotels and new apartments over here, which I don't understand. Why would somebody want to build an apartment complex right next to the wharf? I mean, you waking up smelling fish and crabs. But hey, each his own. Everyone, I mean, y'all ready to move? Like, how am I supposed to get over there? They are, if I would have known
In 1,000 feet.
was going to happen, I would have never came down here. If I would have known that this was going to happen. Hold on. Can I U-turn it? These people getting out. Let me get over. I will walk down. Come on, you guys. Get on out so I can get this space. Come on, you guys. I found me a parking space. I just need these guys to move. All right, thank you, Father. I got me a parking space. All right, let's go get some crabs. Now, because you're going to have yourself a lot of things in your hand, I think it's best that you put your purse in the trunk. All right, you guys, I'm going to show you. Oh, please excuse my face. I look a hot mess. I got my little African hat on. And this is not just this because my hair looks like a mess underneath this. But I'm going to show y'all some crabs real quick. You know what? I should take my it's not wise to sit up here and show the whole universe that you leaving your daggone purse in the car. Although I took all of the cards out. And I guess it's not wise to say that on camera either. All right, let me go pick up my crabs. So let me show y'all this. So this is the tunnel in DC. So the wharf has been around for years. Like if you want to get good crabs, you can come down here and just, you know, get some really good crabs. The thing is that
In 1,000 feet.
hold on, let me take my thing off. Hold on. See the detail in. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I'm on a mission. Look, they got the police out there. They're ready to pull people over, ticket them real good, you know. So this is the name of this. Southwest Gateway mural. All right, let's go get some. Oh, crap. Do I have to have my mask on? Ah. They don't have a mask on. What in the world? Are you kidding me? What? How in the heck am I supposed to get my crabs? Y'all, and I came down here with no mask. I mean, I have it in my car, but she don't have her mask on either. You gotta be kidding me. Y'all, look at all of these people. Even if you ordered it? Let me call these people because this don't make no sense. So I'm on my way back because I ordered and that line was completely long. And I told her she could have told me that the line was going to be that long. And I'm like, can somebody come and, grab my payment so I can just get my crabs? I'm sorry, ma'am, but you're going to have to wait in line. You got me messed up. So that was a waste of gas. I should have stayed in Ward, up in Maryland and just got me, because that's where the crabs are coming from, Maryland anyway. But I'm not standing in no line for that. If I have to go I'm not standing in no line for that. That line was too long. You would not have been able to, you would have been standing there for about 2 hours. Okay. Lesson learned, lesson learned. Oh, crap. You can't even. Am I jaywalking? How the heck? That was really irritating. Okay, that was irritating. It's okay. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Please excuse my dirty car. Lesson learned. I really was saying to myself, Mona, you could probably find crabs up this way that are probably better, instead of going to DC. And I said to myself, but I've already put the order in. That young lady could have told me, by the way, when you put in an order, we have your stuff waiting here, but you may have to wait in a line. And when you wait in this line, it's going to take forever. But she didn't say that. And since she said, sorry about that, that's okay. Just like people go online to give me reviews, I'm going to go online and give my honest review. Don't do it. Can I go down this way? Yeah, I can still go down this way. That's okay. Don't do it, you guys. Don't waste your time. That line was long. Those people looking at me like, Okay, now I gotta get back. All right. All right, I'm back. All right, so I'm on my way now to go back in the house and finish my potato salad. That was a real big, it was a waste. Coming all the way down here, and they knew that line was going to be that long. Like, there was no point in them even taking my order. Alright, I gotta get over. Let me over. So, crabs are really popular around the holidays, like Memorial Day, 4th of July, especially in DC. So, yeah, But something told me, you know what? I have to really just tell myself next time when you know something's not right, or you feeling like I should do it this, then go with it, because I honestly really did need to drive this long. But anyways, yeah. You know what I'm realizing, you guys, is that, I don't know, personally, I feel like the people that I used to talk to the most, a lot of them I don't talk to. And that's because, I know that people, they grow apart and they get older. But a lot of their views are just different. A lot of their views are just different. And so, I find like a selection of friends is not a lot of them, you know. A lot of people's views are just different, like, but I'm like, you know, like for instance, yesterday I was talking to a really good friend of mine. And I want to know, like, when did it become normal to be okay with the unnormal? Like, when did it become normal? Like, I was strolling down my Facebook feed and somebody posted this video, right? And the video was of, it looked like about 6 to 7 black men, right? And if anybody ever watched that movie, What's Love Got to Do with It, when Tina Turner, when her and her band did that dance, these men, these black men, some of them had beards on. Some of them, you could see they looked like football players to me. Like, they were built like football players. And they had on wigs. And they were dancing. And the one was sitting there doing the Tina Turner role, lip singing to the song. And you know what I said to myself? Because the person who posted it, she like laughed out loud. I'm like, you think that's funny to see grown men putting wigs on and they doing the entire move to this? And I was saying to I thought to myself, this is what I thought. Whatever happened to the days when guys got together and they looked at like football, you know, they was arguing about the game, or, you know, they were, you know what I mean? Like they got together and they was on some man type stuff, changing, you know, the engine out. But I'm like, you think this is funny to see a group of men dressed with wigs on, imitating What's Love Got to Do with It? Because I said to myself, the choreography, and you know I know about choreography because I used to be a cheerleader and I used to coach cheerleading. The choreography was at a T, so they studied that move. They studied the move. They lip synced it. They was shaking a tail feather, like, and I'm like, but this is not normal. But you know, the person who posted it, she laughed out loud. Haha, this is so funny. What's funny about this? Heck, these could be the dudes. One of them could be the dudes you're gonna end up dating or coming across. And oh my god. A group of women got together and did that choreography, that scene. Then it was would have been like, oh, they nailed it. You know, that's how they did it. But when you have a group of dudes, and when I tell you these dudes was built like football players, putting wigs on, shaking it. And I'm like, what did my eyeballs just see here? You're trying to make that be normal, and that's not normal. That's not even funny. That's not funny. So, the reason why I say this is because one of my friends, she always talks about her sister with this other person that's not a man. And she's gone along with this, and I'm like thinking to myself, like, you don't love your sister. You don't love your sister because you go along with stuff that she doing, and you know she going to hell, and you're not even going to say, look, sis, I mean, this is a real sister, same mother, same father. Like, you don't even love your sister enough to tell her that if you don't get rid of that nastiness, you're going to hell, and you need not to do this because you can go to hell. My sister, not too long ago, she got pissed off at me because she posted something on Facebook, and it was supposed to be depicting Jesus smoking a J, smoking marijuana, saying, oh, now let's bring on the Hornets. And I said, and the other person was laughing at it, right? And I'm like, why would you do, you're not supposed to make no image of God, but why would you post a image that's supposed to be of Jesus Christ smoking marijuana? And when I posted, man, this is wrong. And she was like, oh, come on, Mona, the Hornets and all of that. I said, no, it's depicting an image of Jesus smoking marijuana. That's not cool. And then I was just like, you know what? Then I asked her, I said, do me a favor, can you remove that post? You know she kirked off. You ain't got it. I mean, went off. Them demons went off in her. So I said to myself, because me and her have been getting into it lately. Well, not lately, but. So I said, okay. I just really calmly, all right. Okay. You don't know how to, you shouldn't have to do, if you don't, and she gonna say, do me a favor, if you don't like what I post, could you just filter out as the things that you see. When she sent me that, little did she know, I deleted her. This is my own sister, same father, same mother. And y'all know people that come on here and be talking smack and don't know scripture, I delete them real quick and I don't care. Now, I tried to tell her that what you posted it's a blasphemy. It's showing Jesus smoking marijuana. Come on now. It's a lot of things that you could play. I mean, if you post the Snoop Dogg up there smoking green, that's normal. But when you try to take righteousness into your level, then you done bump your daggone head, and you lack wisdom and knowledge because you don't fear God. The only reason why I told you to remove that is because I don't want no bad things to happen to you because of your disobedience. When you disrespecting God and mocking God, you think there ain't nothing gonna come your way. So when I asked you to remove it, you got offensive, and then you try to fight me to keep that on, and I'm like, you ain't gotta say nothing but a word. Delete. I ain't even gonna argue with you. I'm gonna do it in a very sweet, kind, loving, very cunning, very wise way. I let her scream to the top of her lungs because I asked her, could you please remove the image that you posted of my God, the image that was supposed to be depicting Jesus Christ. Even though that's not the image of him, but everybody will get it and say, oh, that's supposed to be Jesus smoking marijuana. I asked you, Could you please remove that? And you kirked off and started screaming. And I could have rised and became ignorant with you and screaming back and forth. I just kept it real quiet. Okay. All right, well, sorry to disturb you. Okay. Delete. I'm not even going to censor out what you post. I'm just going to delete you. I don't want to see anything you post. Because you don't care. And it's amazing to me. Majority of these people that like to mock God, you would never sit up here and mock all these false, fakearoos, fake gods out here. But yet you find the time to mock Jesus and then get mad at those who are offended because you're mocking our Savior. When people think that the new norm is not normal and it's unacceptable, and you don't take correction, you get upset when somebody's trying to warn you. Like, that wouldn't even, for me, that's a warning, man. Like, you don't want to mess with God like this. Like, don't take that down, because that's not God. So when I was speaking to my friend yesterday, and she was talking about how her sister up and went to this different state with another woman, the same one that you wasn't gonna tell her that if you sat up there and go before God, marrying the same sex, you may have it good on earth, but you gonna go to hell. You're not gonna tell her that? You don't love your own sister. Because a sister or brother, regardless of how your feelings, how it may hurt your feelings, they gonna tell you the truth so you won't die and perish. They gonna tell you the truth. Somebody that hates you, don't love you, or really just don't care about your well-being would be like, go on. Make a left right there. Keep going straight down the hill. Then you're going to make a sharp right. And the whole time you're just going along with them and not even realizing they leading you off the cliff. Instead of you telling them, no, don't go that way. So many people, man, mortalities, they died in a horrible way. A horrible way. And so she's sitting up here. Yeah, she went down. She down and she doing this. It's like, why are you parading that around my face? You know what God says about this stuff. Like, why are you parading it? Because you've gone along with the image of the beast. You've gone along with the world. You are accepting what is unacceptable to God. And now if anyone speaks about it, you get offended yourself because you down with it. It's just like King Herod, when he was sitting up here messing with this woman, his brother's wife, her daughter. See, when family in on it, they could be just as corrupt too, because the daughter was the one who said, I want John the Baptist's head on a platter. When the mother was like, tell him this is what you want. But see, when you got family members that'd be like, nah, man, no, we're not doing that. You wrong anyway, ma. You sitting up here, and that's my uncle. You wrong anyway for sleeping with him. He was right. But when you got family members that go along with this nastiness, when you got family members that will coach you and they don't even realize that you a part of it too. You are a part of it too. You had time to say no, but you didn't. Instead, I want to be liked by everybody, so I'm just going to say yes. You had time too. See, Jesus said, like, when you leave everybody for me, your mom, your dad, your husband, even your kids, your friends, your cousins, for my sake. Because it's going to be a lot of people that's going to be like, I don't believe in Jesus. I do. You're going to start to notice that your circle going to get, small. And you're going to, in a way you're going to meet. First of all, I don't hang around with the folks that I used to hang around with back in the day. They were no good anyway. I mean, come on now. That's all y'all ever did was drinking. A drama surrounded you because of your disobedience with God. And because I was being disobedient by being with y'all. So the minute I left y'all, peace just came over me and my household. So I'm noticing the same ones. You got all of these issues. You still going around the same mountain. Look at your surroundings. And I don't understand how they'll leave their mother, their father to go out and do some corruptness, and they think, if you parading this mess around, the world loves you because of it. The world loves you. The world will elevate you. The world will give you increase because of the sin that you're doing. But when you die and it's all well said and done, you still got a special cell that's waiting for you, and it's called hell. You ain't nothing. You just been used. You had no idea you was just a worm on a hook, and sharks was just waiting for you. Waiting. So when did it become so normal to say it's okay in God's eyes? And now when you speak up, nah, you got to understand, it's been around for a very long time. Now you arguing with the very same people that you used to be in church with. And I'm like, you know what? Cain and Abel, they had the same mother, but they had two different ways. One honored God, and the other one was a backsliding and was just like, didn't really care. Didn't care. So all I can say is this, lesson learned. When you post stuff like that, you gotta ask yourself, are you feeding it? And when you laughing at it, when you talking about, girl, did you see them? Those dudes are so funny. That's not funny. I want you to really think about this. Them brothers sat there and put on them wigs and was shaking like they were women. They didn't take we gonna learn this dance. We gonna learn this thing in 2 minutes just to make fun of it. No, honey. You had to learn that choreography. You had to learn that dance. I remember some years ago, an older person, I was like, I never knew how to do the leg prayer. An older lady showed me how to do. You had to learn that move. You cannot just sit up there and say, hey, guys, we're going to get together and act like a group of women. That's not normal. And it's never normal to say, oh, well, she's going to marry her. That's not normal. Marriage is between a male and a female. That's biblical. It's always been that way, and it's not going to change because a group of people decide to say, we want this too. No, you're not. It's always been normal when a child is born, you're either male or female. Not, at 3 years old, he's playing with dolls. Now we're going to go ahead and put him on hormones. And some people are so evil that they usher their kids into stuff like that. And some people, I've heard one lady say, you can't help of how your child, yes, you can. You can teach your child Teach your child about scripture, because when they get older, they're going to be calling on God, not you. And what they do with their life. And I've seen men go out of here in the boatloads because of them dealing with men. The CDC is not telling you, like, come on now, 1 in 2 men is going to contract AIDS. This is the CDC. Like, I'm not making that up. So it's a plague. The thing is not meant to be. But I don't have to teach that Rome fell because of it. Sodom and Gomorrah got popped because of it and burnt to smithereens. You see what I'm saying? Like, God is not playing no games with this. So we cannot sit up here and be like, oh, girl, did you see them? Did you see those guys? They got together and they was shaking it, girl, with their wigs and stuff on, trying to be like who? Why is that so funny to you? Would you be okay to walk in the room and see that your husband got on your heels, your wigs, your lipstick, and he just like, ha ha ha, you know? No. No. That's not funny, man. Come on now, pick another joke. When did it become so normal? See, normal, when you sit up here and you are laughing at things that are wrong in the eyes of God, something wrong with you. You ain't right. Something wrong with you. That's just like, you know, somebody posted these videos of, you know, like little bloopers trying not to laugh. I had to turn it completely off because I couldn't laugh. Why, Mona? Because the more and more I started looking at these videos, there were little children getting hurt. Like, why am I going to sit up there and laugh at a little boy that's only 3 years old trying to get his balance and somebody accidentally drop kicked him? Oh, that's not funny. That's not funny. Sitting up here looking at a baby that's barely even walking, tumbling down steps, and then y'all supposed to laugh at that? Something wrong with y'all, man. Y'all need to get them demons out of y'all daggone system, them unclean spirits off of you, because only something that evil can laugh at that. Because in the midst of that baby being kicked and hurt, God is feeling that. And you gonna sit up there and laugh at that. That's not funny. Shoot. So, man, these people are sick out here. Sick. 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 Posting videos like that. I mean, I'm thinking in my mind, like, why would you post something like that? Did you see that baby got hurt? I'm not gonna sit up there and watch and entertain and sit up and eating popcorn while somebody. No, I'm not doing that. Come on, y'all. Next joke. But that was really disturbing to see them guys. I'm like, man, these dudes. I'm like, why in the world do y'all even? What's wrong with y'all? You sitting up here, yeah, you know, she went down here and she's supposed to be getting married. Getting married to who? Who's she supposed to be coming one flesh with? Well, you know, I'm just there to support her. You gonna support her to go to hell? I wouldn't want a sister like you at all. I want a sister that's talking to me, Mona. You know you gonna get pissed at. I know you gonna get pissed at me. But no, this is not God's way. If you want to keep him in your midst, you want him to bless you. You want to make sure you go to heaven. You're not going to be doing those things. There's no way that you can't become one flesh with her. Like, marriage is between a male and a female. And that's the thing. Let me tell you something. Satan cannot stand the body of Christ. I need everybody to understand that. So he would try to get up in there. First of all, he can't stand humans anyway. He don't want anybody to make it to heaven, so he's willing to rip everybody to smithereens. He doesn't care. He will use you to take down others, and then he will rip your head off and theirs too. Like, he just don't care. He is full of hatred. He is the father of all lies. And he got y'all thinking that you a dude. I mean, you come on your monthly every single month, and you walking around here like you got a pair of you know what between your legs, and it's like, come on now. And I'm like, I know God snatched me and showed me I couldn't get remarried, so I know daggone well he never said that you can go ahead and be with the same sex. Get out of here. And then you gonna sit up here and try to say we're gonna call it a marriage. And then they say that well, I guess these folks ain't open either. Alright, let me get one back. Hold on, you guys. Just like, when did normal become unnormal? Like, daggone, if it's like this now, all I gotta say, y'all teach your children about God and about his ways. But then I started to think, she think it's normal to walk around here and act like she a dude. He think it's normal to walk around here and act like it's a woman. They think it's normal. That's why they pass these daggone laws. You know what I mean? It's just doing the opposite of God. You know, like I said, Satan is the father of all lies. He hates truth. He hates truth. And they don't even want you to get truth. It's just like the woman, let me tell you something, it's like the man who married this woman, and she despising him so bad, she gonna go ahead and try to put her son on hormones, and the father fighting against it, and she just going against them. Like, this lady has no idea the type of hell that's waiting for her. The same way you castrate your son, trust and believe me, it's gonna be some wicked demons that's gonna castrate you over and over for eternity. Jesus says, don't do no harm to my children. And when you give them over to Satan, man, your punishment is gonna be brutal. Brutal. When did it become normal? It ain't never became normal. Not to God, no, absolutely not. It ain't never been coming on. And I'm going to tell you something. You got to speak up. You can't just be sitting up there like, oh, so somebody posted something on Facebook giving shots out to the ABC community, and now they got a pedophile community out there. I'm like, you freaking kidding me? Where they're trying to literally pass laws that it's okay for someone to be with a teenager, rape them, and do whatever, and oh, it's not their fault. You see what type of wicked demons are out here now? They're twisting everything. They don't even want you to say, no, this is wrong. Because if you let one sin come in, it invites more sins in. And they want to give you a sob story. I was just brought up this way. Oh, heck no. Put them in jail. Put them in jail. I'm not feeling sorry for you. It's just like when they try to make them cartoons, like they try to turn things like Snow White. We all know that the original Snow White, the movie, the cartoon, she woke up by a kiss from a prince. Then they try to redo the movie Maleficent. Now they're trying to give you the whole rundown why she's so evil so you could feel sorry for this thing. And I'm like, when did we start glorifying evil? They've been ushering that in. That's why I don't look and let my daughter look at dark stuff, because they know what they're doing. And try to look at you like you're not going to go along with us. Heck no, because all of y'all going to burn in hell. And this is wrong. We got to be the salt. And saltiness don't lose its saltiness. Do you get what I'm saying? You got to tell it like it is. That's wrong, man. And it's nasty. It's disgusting. I'm going to tell you something. You know, everybody talking about voting and all of this. You better vote for you know who you think won't persecute Christians. And I mean that, because some of y'all gonna pass your ballot off of bias, but not even looking at the underlyingness here. And it's really hard these days, because you just like these sides are on the same sides. What are you supposed to vote for? The lesser of the evil? But I feel like Christians got one more good time, and somebody gonna get up in there and be like, anyone who believes in this Bible, we no longer want to deal with you. These people not even faithful to God, man. Not faithful to their own daggone marriages. So how the heck they gonna be faithful to the daggone Constitution? Then, like, when did unnormal become normal? It's just like those who, you know, when they got married, to death do us part, one flesh. Everybody came to witness your marriage. Now all of a sudden you on to the fourth wife, and everybody thinks this is normal. It's not normal. That's called adultery. That's called fornication. You knocking up boots and you just parading it on TV, on YouTube. That's not normal. That's called fornication, and you're going to burn in hell for that. You laying down with the same, that's called an abomination, and you're going to hell for that. Especially if you don't repent of it. Then if you repent of it and ask God for forgiveness, then yes, and walk away from the sin, then you good, you saved, you in the books. You in the books. Your name is written in the book of life. You walked away from your old ways. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want people to think like, oh, you telling me I'm going to go to hell for all of these, and you're going to go to hell if you don't repent. And that goes for you, and you, and I can't forget about you too. I'm sitting up here, I'm picking up my cross, walking forward, and y'all sitting up here wanting to parade this nastiness around me and think that these behaviors are okay in the sight of God. It's not. I'm tired of you lukewarmers, man. You either gonna be hot or cold. God said He gonna spill you out. You better pick and choose, man, and you better do it very quick, because the roads y'all headed down, y'all don't care y'all going down the hill. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to go that way. You don't have no friends. Your friends that say, girl, go ahead, honey child, and the whole time you a dude, you a man, you a male. I'm telling you, brother, get your life together, give it over to Christ. Walk away from all your dead friends, because they don't care for you. They would rather for you to burn. But for some odd reason, they think you're going to burn with them. No, you're going to have your own personal spot being tortured forever. Murdered forever. Eternity. Time is not going to be a place where you just be like, okay, this is all going to be over in the next 5 minutes. No, that's going to happen forever. Mona Hines just want to warn you. See, no time in hell eternally, that's normal. That's normal. People burning, gnashing their teeth, that's normal in here. That's normal. You will sit up here and try to tell me that you a man, and I'm looking at you like, come on now. We've been knowing each other since we was, what, how old? When did you all of a sudden say you a dude? Like, well, you can't just pick and choose, you know? You can't just be reborn. Like, you can't go through your mother's womb and grow genitalia and all of this and DNA. No. And you want me to, and you trying to make me out to be crazy when you the crazy one. And you sitting up here, yeah, you know, they're doing this. I'm like, why are you talking about? Why are you telling me this? Did you tell her that if she don't repent, she gonna go to hell? I had one person get upset with me and said, I just wanted to be their friend. Okay, fine. Be their friend. But you're not gonna tell them the truth, though? I'm just wanting, okay, fine. Be lukewarm. You know what? My bad. At this particular time, I wouldn't say that I'm a very stern person. Somebody called me, I'm very conservative. I'm like, you think so? Oh yes, you're very conservative. I'm like, if that means honoring God and keeping them commandments, bring it on down. I can be conservative then, I suppose. My next door neighbor didn't think of that at 9 o'clock yesterday, but hey, whatever. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie, especially after that snatch. And I was warned, so I'm warning everybody. And you have to warn your brothers, your sisters, aunt, uncles, cousins, best friends, old friends. You cannot sit up there and say, I'm just going to hold this gospel for me and mine. You can't do a Jonah move and just be like, man, I ain't telling them nothing. They deserve to die. You can't do that. You can't be around people and toasting to good life knowing, okay, I'm saved. I'm good, but I'm not going to share the gospel with you. I know some selfish people. You invite them somewhere, and then they turn around, don't want to invite you nowhere. You in the same vicinity. They not, hey, we go to the same daggone church, and they not even saying you want to catch a ride. It's showing the selfishness in them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you go down the street and be like, oh, yeah, you don't go down the street and be like, you. They already know. But especially if it's family members, like, I really want my family and friends to make it to heaven. Is that wrong to want that? I want my family and friends, people that I know, y'all that's listening to, I want all of us to make it. I want us to be so deep out here, the body of Christ, that when we walk through the door, you seeing that shine. You just think like, dang, that's the glory of God, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want us to make it, but we cannot conform to these folks, man. The standard is God's standard in his way. And some people be like, y'all think y'all this, that, and the third. Hey, we the righteous. Y'all just the unrighteous. That's what the Bible calls you. We the saints. Y'all in the world. We came out of the world. You can't say, oh, you just think you was there when I used to smoke weed. You was there when we used to run in these streets. You was there when we used to party like it was no tomorrow. You was there. And you was also there too when we used to go to church. You was there too when things happened in life that said, you know what? I need to slow my roll down. You know what? This ain't working. I can't. This ain't working. I need to settle down. I'm giving my life over to Christ. I'm a mother now. I got to do what is right, because this world right here, the way the rate is going, I don't want no parts of it. Now I'm just like, look, let me get my stuff together and get on this boat, because the ark is closing. While everybody else is in here giving in marriage, marrying, fornicating, committing adultery, lusting, killing, stealing, cursing out their parents, mocking God, don't care for the gospel, laying down with the same sex as you would lay down with was you supposed to lay down with a woman. Y'all all up in this world and y'all don't see that the door is closing. Let me get myself, my house in order. Let me make sure while I'm in here, getting myself, together, making sure everything is comfortable on the ride, that my oil is already full in my lamp. Because the rest of these folks out here that I have been saying, hey, y'all, you're going to hell, right? You can't do that. You need to give your life over to Christ, man. Leave this world alone and come on, man, because the door is it's closing. Get on this boat. Y'all laughing. I'm not doing that, man. You tripping. We got all the time in the world. I'm trying to tell you. Leave that man alone. That's somebody else's husband. Leave that man alone. He is not a woman. Leave her alone. That's somebody else's wife. God saw you when you stole that. Thou shalt not kill. This is your fourth abortion. You need to repent and ask God for forgiveness. Try to tell these folks and they looking at you like you crazy. The times is coming. The times is coming. Just get your house in order. But no, this is not normal. It's not normal. And don't ask me to accept what is not normal. Don't ask me to accept it. I'm not accepting the lies that they're putting out here. Don't come around me with it, family, friends. Don't parade it in my face. That's the reason why I don't have too many friends now. I got a bunch of them that I speak to on the phone. Because when you start following God, and if everybody ain't on the same accord, man, they don't want to talk to you. Because she going to come around here, she don't smoke weed anymore, and she don't really drink, and she don't curse like that, and I don't want to be around y'all. I'm just like, what, Lord, I'm okay the way I am, and for some good God-fearing people, I would like to be around them versus the ignorance and those of you who despise the commandments of God. I don't want to be around that, because you're going to be arguing with them all daggone day. You're going to be arguing with them all day. Like I had one person, I told her before she got married, I said, I'm going to tell you this. You become one flesh, or whatever he does when you get married to him, that is you until death. Now, girl, I'm going to put my paperwork in, and I'm like, you're still going to be married to him, right? Well, I just feel like, see, now you're starting to change. Now you're starting to act like you don't know the rules and regulations and the commandments of God when I told you this before you got married. They always act like I'm going to go get me somebody new and I'm going to go here. Okay, you can go right to hell too. There's no way in the Bible where Jesus said you're okay to marry another man while you still have a living husband. And every woman that I speak to who've got married the second time, she always says that. It's never like, oh, this is my husband right here. Oh, that's my second husband. What the heck? I'm his second wife. Like, what was the first one at then? Since we acknowledging the first one, I don't know if it's their demons or unclean spirits that want to speak out and say things to me. So I get it that y'all committing adultery. And you got married for the second time. And no longer with the guy no more, and said, well, he's with somebody else and got a baby on the way. Well, that's probably his real wife, because you were already married from the first beginning. I'm thinking this in my mind, But that's not a normal thing. Like, it's not normal. This is what the world has done. And then they say we are just humans, But keep in mind that just humans, we all know somebody that went on and passed away and went on to be with the Lord, right? Give your life over to God. Like, give it to Christ. This world, like, I look at stuff and I'm like, just like, y'all don't care. Where it used to be respectable, yes ma'am, yes sir, to older people. When you saw an old lady on the bus, the guys would stand up first. They would be eager to stand up and be like, here you go, ma'am. Have a seat, ma'am. And every person looking at this young man on the bus like, that right there is a true gentleman. Look, and he knows it too, like, yeah, I gave my seat up. Not one woman had to stand up. This man said, here you go, you take my seat. When people, even like that crash with the airplane crash that happened years ago back in the 80s, I wasn't even born then, but the plane crashed into the Potomac and it was snowing that day. And these people thought, like, the lady was trying to hold on and she just couldn't anymore. And the guy jumped in the water and he just started swimming towards her and he grabbed her out that water. Nowadays, people look at you and watch you drown and then laugh at it on camera. That's not normal. It's not normal when you have people talking back to the president in his face blatantly. That's not normal. And when you start pushing that, if you can't respect your own president in the United States, every country that can't stand your guts or our God is ready to tear all of us down. Because the Bible says a house that is divided, it will not stand. You don't care for him, we don't care for you or him. It's just like you sitting up here, just like the young man, his mother had an insurance policy, I think for like 500,000, I think $1 million. Should have never told her son. The son told the mother, okay, mom, I'm gonna be on my way over there. She was expecting to see her son walk through the door, but instead it was a man and a woman that walked through the door and murdered her. Meantime, they're trying to look for the murderer. He out there blowing money, just throwing money in the air. You could see him on the camera. And the two people got caught. And guess what happened? They snitched him out. And they said it was the son that told us to kill the mother. I'm like, see, that's not normal. The love of money is the root of all evil. You wanted that money so bad that you had people to kill your mother. And that money was going to be left to you when she died. You don't respect your own parents. You're going to have other people not respecting your own parents. Now, I remember back in the day, you respected elder people. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't, like I said, when my next door neighbor came out there, he could be my grandfather. So I'm just take it as a grain of salt. He is older. So what can you do? What can you do? I'm not going to be sitting up here arguing with, a older person. I'm just like, okay, it's cool. But on certain days of cookouts, I am going to play my music, right? But I get it. I get it. There's a level of respect that older people should have, But I see people out here just dogging their parents. They don't even care. Like, they just be dogging them. That's not normal. That's not normal. Like when I told y'all the thing, when I found out my youngest siblings tried to hold my father down. My father's ex-military. He used to be a Marine. And I never forget when he called me and told me that. I said, they did what? His older kids went rushing over there. because it's like it's your father, you know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to respect your father. And I had to tell the younger ones, like, that's your dad. You respect him. You don't sit up here and bully him. You know, like, you don't do that. But then I had to ask myself, like, where's your home training at? Like, this is sense. I even had to tell, like, when me and my husband was together, you gonna get up and go over to your parents' house and rake them leaves. Like, you gonna help them out. Like, certain things, they getting up there. Their backs can't take that. Like, you just not gonna sit up here and take, but never give. Like a good child, you would, when they get old, you gonna have their backs because they had your back. God designed it that way. For you to just be, I'm gonna take from them, but I'm never going to help out. Like, what does that say? Whatsoever man sows, so shall he reap. That's gonna come back on you. That's gonna come back on you. Anyway, it's not normal, y'all. It's just some of the stuff I've been seeing. I'm like, this ain't normal. Why y'all laughing at this? It's not funny. Oh, lighten up, Mona. No, that really was not funny. No, give me, like, I've saw jokes that I laughed so hard because it was funny. It was funny. It was funny, you know. But I've seen stuff where I'm just like, why would you show that? That's not funny. Like, I'm gonna give you another thing too. I saw like a little clip of a 5-year-old. Imagine this 5-year-old in a cage, scuba diving in the sea. They put this baby up in there, 5 years old, and made sure he knew how to breathe in and out of the other thing. Put him in the cage, and this huge shark is just looking at him. I said to myself, these people are evil. You got a lot of clickbait people that you will put your child as a little worm on a hook in front of a daggone shark. Now, why wasn't Child Protective Services called on that? Because that was unacceptable. Anything could have happened. I don't care. He knows how to swim. He's only 5, man. And you put that on him and put him in a cage so he could be around a shark. That shark could have banged something over y'all. What if y'all wouldn't have had enough time to pull that baby out of the water? You put a 5-year-old in a cage. I said to myself, some people are willing to do any and everything for views, that they put their own children on the line. They make their children do certain things. It was so crazy because, I saw this one video where the elephant drew an elephant. And I said, daggone, these creatures are intelligent. Like, I had no idea they were that daggone smart. Like, this thing literally painted an elephant. And a lot of people was like, that's cruel. That's so cruel that you taught this elephant. It's just wrong. It's cruel. It's just so cruel you taught this elephant. But nobody gonna say anything about a daggone 5-year-old in a cage in the sea with a huge shark in front of him. My baby is 4 and she's about to be 5 in July. There is no way. There's no way. And that shark was looking at that little boy like, what are you? Like, that shark was looking like, your parents really let you come down here? For real? Like, the shark that shark was looking like, is this for real? I've seen humans that are a little bigger than you, but a 5-year-old, that's not normal. Some people are like, oh wow, 5-year-old didn't know. What was not normal was that the parents allowed that. But the people say, there was nothing wrong, no harm done. But you don't talk about the freak accidents when the girl went surfing and she got her leg pulled off by a shark. That's not normal. And don't tell me, oh, it's okay, kids can do that. No. Because when you sit up here and try to say that kids can do dangerous things like this, then they start to set up dangerous things for kids to do. Well, look at the 5-year-old. He was out there in the midst with a shark. No, it's not normal. That's not normal. Just like when the state trooper pulled over the daggone car, and when he pulled over the daggone car, you saw the car swerving, and when he pulled over the car, the state trooper said, "How old are you?" 5. How'd you get behind this wheel? I just wanted to go see. Now, that's not normal. That's why the daggone state trooper was in shock, because he thought he was going to pull a grown person over until he saw this baby behind the wheel. Like, is this a joke? But then yet you go ahead and put a 5-year-old in a cage in front of sharks while he's scuba diving, and you think that's normal. That's not normal. I mean, people be doing just crazy stuff. That's not normal. And it ain't normal to see somebody with a second wife, you one flesh with one. That's not normal. That's called adultery. See, those are sins that got names on them. Negligence of child abuse for you to be sitting up there and putting something like that on your child and put him in front of a shark. Really? Really? That's not normal. Girl, she's supposed to be, her and her girlfriend supposed to be getting married. That's not normal. Him and his boyfriend, that's not normal. Him and his second wife, that's not normal. This is her third abortion. That's not normal. That's her second abortion. No, that's not normal. That's her first abortion. It's not normal. Preacher sleeping with another preacher. That's not normal. I'm going to tell you something, one thing too I've learned. A lot of these preachers that you see in these mega churches, I want you to listen to when they have conversations, very long conversations. Something's not normal about them. That last interview that I saw with that particular family, the wife seemed very, very off, like she's on medication. And the things that she was doing on camera, something is not normal. See, they're one way when they're on camera for you to perceive it, but a whole different way when they're off camera. That's not normal. That's not normal. Anyway, y'all, don't accept it. It's just not. We got to remember, like, a lot of people going to walk away from us because they're going to be like, oh, well, I still have a good time, but as long as it's clean, good time, as long as it's not going to disrespect God in any way, I can still go out here. I could still have a good time, and just as long as it's not going to disrespect God. It's okay to have a teeny bit of wine. Don't get drunk, but it's okay to be merry. It's okay to get around folks and have a good time. But as long as it's not going to disrespect God, if you find whatever you're doing is disrespecting God, then that's not normal. It's not. It's not normal. And we should never accept that. We should never say, oh, well, no, that's not normal. It's not normal. Anyway, y'all, let me get back up in here and finish this potato salad and see if I can find some other place to find some crabs. Let me show y'all. Matter of fact, before I go, let me show y'all the pool real quick. All right. This is not even. I just gotta get done for these pieces to come in today. But I don't see any toads in here. Someone come out like, what the heck? So this is what I do. I just agitate the water. And then I get the leaves and stuff out. He blew out the line, so that's why it has debris down there. But I don't see any toads in here, so that's a good thing. But there's I said they got this thing. They just know how to float in water. Anyway, y'all, get 'em. Your little tail. You probably like, oh man. Come on now. Get his little hind legs. Go on. He's tired. Ooh. Oh, crap. He knows how to go to the bottom. All right, there you go. So we had us off a toad. Top like he floating on the top like. So what I do is this. You have to get the debris out of the pool, and all of this that you see at the bottom, when he blew the lines out, this is what came out of the lines. So I'm waiting for my pieces to come in. Let me show you. Because these are, what are these? These are skimmers. Those two plugs, I had to put them back in because this thing was sucking water out. Because it's meant to rotate, but there is a missing piece that's supposed to go on there. But why does the piece look like that? But it's a missing piece that's supposed to go in there. So I'm just waiting for that to come in. And then what that's going to do is control the flow, and then I can start filling my water back up to the line, because as you can see, the line went below where it's supposed to be. And that's because they never told me that there's a piece that's supposed to go in here. If it's not in here, what it's going to do is it's going to drain. See, let me show you. It's going to do that. And then all my water gets sucked in there. Ooh. So then that's what I have to do. I have to just keep the water like that. I could tell always. I have to keep the water like that. And then when I get the piece, then I can go ahead and fill the pool up and start the pump. I'm hoping and praying that's what it is, but it's draining too fast for it not to be anything else. So in the meantime, I have to do the filtering myself. And then I'm going to have to dive down there and put the top on that hole that you see. So this is my workout I was telling you. And then what I do, once I get this, I just put it over there and it clears the top. And I go back and get some more. I wonder, where did that frog go? He's still, look, y'all. He's still waiting right there. He waiting for me to leave. So that's what I've been doing, like. So that's what I've been doing, like. I guess this is what you would call like auto filtering. 'Cause all of that's gonna have to come out. Okay. So I think I agitated it enough. So I will say, and I'm hoping and praying that when this piece does come in, that this will fix the solution. Because in order for me, like this water has to be above this skimmer in order for me to start the pump. Once I start the pump, then I have 4 returns over here, and the pool will start filtering itself. I have a vacuum that will get all of this debris out. Now, just to let y'all know, I knew how to, I know how to swim, but I never knew anything about pools. And in everything that I do, the first thing I do is ask God to show me. And so I've been learning everything about pools. This guy gave me a trick to put still 3 tablets in there. Honestly, say this pool hasn't had, I had water in this pool since Wednesday, and it still looks green. So it's working without a pump. And pump filtrate water. So I was thinking, you have it, then you just need to, and get the debris out. Um, get the debris. I need to get down in there and get down there too. But I have to learn some videos to try to comments. Oh yeah. So this is the deep end here. So it, I would say this is like 7 feet. When it hits here, it's 8 feet. But I cannot fill up the water. I think I should go ahead and start filling it up now, and then wait for the parts to get in. But this one, let's see what's in here. Now y'all see the corrosion in this one? Like, it just look all corroded in that pipe, right? Sucking out, like that one is sucking out because it needs to have a thing on it. I'm about to say, I know that's not no frog. Um, so I'm thinking I should put the stoppers on this one too. But you can see the corrosion in that one. But the pipe is still working pretty good. It's draining. So what you got to do is keep on agitating the water. Get all of the debris the best way you can and scrub the walls. All right, let me go and start on my potato salad. And I'm going to have to spray the fence down some more. And you said, I thought back in the day Flip Wilson was funny as Garland or James Fizz, Martin Lawrence, Shanae, but nothing is funny now since come as real as things. It come out as real things. Yep. Hello, I'm across the line. Hey, y'all. All right, let me go in here and get this potato salad together because I'm gonna have to pick up my grandmother.